So this is a continuation of the first video where I talk the answer and the question and answer video. If you have not seen the questions and answer video, please click on there's a tile somewhere. You can actually watch that question and answers video where I addressed a lot of questions that people have asked over time in a single video. So you can check out if your question actually aligns with any of those ones. You can actually get clarifications. But if any of the questions that are there don't align with the question that you have in mind, then you can actually send more questions my way. I'll be there to listen and answer the ones that I can answer on the chat and answer the ones that I can actually answer on a video like this or like one I did in the previous video, okay? Coming to year one, normally people kind of, after secondary school, people that just finished secondary school, they come to school and they'll be like, it's a continuation of the secondary school system. Actually, yes and no. It is a continuation of the secondary school system because you'll be exposed to a lot of things that you did in your secondary school, and no, because you'll be exposed to what you'll be doing in the university system. So year one is like a junction between your secondary school and the university education proper. Now, this is a mistake that a lot of us did when we came to school. When you come to year one, normally there are things that you should know, especially for a science student. The thing is that lecturers will not teach you everything that you're supposed to know. You get, they'll give you an introductory part of what you should know, and then they'll leave the rest for you to go and do your research by yourself and come up with the answers. And that can be a little bit stressful, okay? Even with the textbook, as a year one student, you're supposed to have majority of your textbooks, but that's not what I actually wanted to say. Having your textbook is part of the answers that you can actually answer in order not to be in one or two fixes during your examination period, because everything that we do all boils down to your examination period. But the thing is that you come to school and they'll be like, tutorials are bad. Like, I've not entered tutorial or anything like that, or tutorial if you're your own, if you enter tutorial, or tutorials are expensive. Now let me mention this. It depends on the tutorial that you're attending. Now I would advise from my standpoint, because something happened to us, I'm going to say it out loud. We had like about, I'm not going to mention any lecturer's name. I hope that school don't call me to this. I'm just trying to create a scenario, a real life situation that happened to me. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, I'm doing the wrong thing, but I just want you to know. Now, the lecturer was supposed to teach us the whole scheme. Anyway, when he came to class, he gave us a scheme of work. And when a lecturer gives you the scheme of work, it is assumed by the university standard that the lecturer have taught you everything. You get that point? It is assumed that the lecturer have taught you everything. So giving you the scheme of work means that, okay, this is what I'll be lecturing. You go home, look at this scheme, create your own notes, and when you come to class, I'll be doing a revision. That is what it means. The lecture is not according to what I deciphered from the whole system of last semester. It's not the lecturer that will teach you everything. So you have to teach yourself a lot of these things. I'm talking about this lecturer. So what the lecturer did, that he spent a lot of time teaching us one topic or two topics at most, and then at the end of the semester we were exposed to all the topics in the exams. Now the thing is that if we did not prepare for beyond what he was teaching us, then there would have been catastrophic disaster, in which the result is not yet out. So we are just hoping that things will be good result wise, because most of us came out from the examination hall and we were not feeling fine. We automatically fell ill after that exams, and that was the first few exams that we had. So you know that feeling when you started your exams with ill feelings. It's not quite good. So why I said all this is because of the idea of tutorials. Now people feel that tutorials are optional. Yeah, it's optional, but if you have an opportunity to be in a place where you have tutorials in math, chemistry, physics, those 3 courses, very, very important, then I'll advise you that you do attend those tutorials. Some of them are quite expensive, yeah, that one is sure, but there are some that are not as expensive as others. Now, normally in UNN, if you are in Nsukka campus, there is one tutorial that I actually attended at the beginning of the semester, the Joe's Academy. Now that guy is a star. I would always say that, even though I did not attend the tutorial because of the money that he actually tabled was a little bit expensive, and the option that he gave was not very conducive with me, so I did not attend. But I wished I had attended. Seriously, I really wish. The Joe is not even aware of this video, so I'm not this is not a paid promotion, okay? So this is me recommending somebody that is capable of doing the job that a tutorial master is supposed to do, like more of like a lecture. The guy is grounded in Math 111, Math 121. I didn't quite attend his lectures on chemistry and physics, but for math, the guy is grounded. And then there's this there are others that I did not attend, but there are others too that are quite good. The one that I attended is the one I just mentioned, the Joe, and he is quite good, okay? So if you have opportunity to attend any of this tutorial, please don't say that it's a lot of your time. Most of the time you come back home and you sleep, you wake up the next morning and then you go back to lectures and stuff like that. You have to be tired in school, because after doing all the work and you're tired, you get the fruit from your labor at the end of the semester, which is what we all pray for. It's useless when you rest during the semester and then you see your result and you're not very happy with it, and you work during the semester and then you feel very, very tired and feel worn out, and then at the end of the semester you see your result and you're kind of happy. That is the idea. So that is the tutorial people. Tutorial is the first topic, the first idea that people make a lot of mistake, and it affects a lot of people. But at this particular point in time, I'm not going to say that tutorials are like the king of kings. You can read on your own and then assimilate on your own and then write your exams and still get a very good result. But for people that are not quite grounded, you get some people, they know how to read on their own. You get some people don't know how to read on their own. If you know that you're in the group of people that cannot read on his or her own, then you have to join 1 or 2 of these tutorials. When I say 1 or 2, actually I have colleagues that actually joined like 2 tutorials and they were attending them simultaneously, and they did very well during the exams. Those are the people that after exams you ask them how is the result, how is the exam, they'll be like, it went well. Yeah, so if you want your exams to go well, then at this point you don't have to make the mistake that I myself made. You have to join the tutorials that you know that are able to give you what you want at the end of the semester, or towards what you are actually here for, which is the exams success, your exam success. Now, what I want to talk about also is self-reading. Like I said earlier, you can read on your own, you can attend tutorials. Now, if you want to read on your own, there are certain things that you need to put in place, just like attending tutorials. You have to have your own notebook for each course. So you don't just read the textbook and think you've memorized the textbook. You have to make notes. You have to get past questions from each and every course so that you know how they set their question and how you can actually answer the questions. A lot of courses, like for instance GS 201, now you have to memorize a lot of people's names, you have to memorize a lot of years, you have to memorize a lot of dates, you have to memorize a lot of theories and a lot of hypotheses and a lot of concepts. So now you need a designated notebook that you can summarize. You get to summarize the textbook, because the textbook is actually compulsory. It was compulsory for us. I don't know if it's going to be compulsory for you guys. So you have to summarize that textbook, put it in a notebook. You can get a higher education notebook like myself. I buy higher education designated notebook for each course. You get, don't combine courses in one notebook. Even 2 courses, even if it's Math 101 and 121, don't combine the 2 of them in one notebook. Get a separate notebook for each course. So you should summarize those courses. Now look at the past questions, see if you can actually answer them by yourself, and then the ones that you don't know how to answer, you can modify your brain and modify yourself, and then see you know how to answer them appropriately. I'm not saying that you can answer, you should be able to answer all the questions correctly, but at least if you can answer about 80% of the questions correctly, 70%, then you are grounded, you're good to go. Now, speaking of answering questions, now we'll go to the main answering of questions, which is the exams questions. Now, the whole thing that we do here is for us to go into the exams hall and answer 75 questions or 70 questions and come up with our A's, okay? Apart from some people that are actually looking up to answer 99 questions, come up with 99 over 100, which is still A for someone that answered 70 questions and get 70 at the dot. So the speed, the idea here is speed, because some of the exams, the time are very, very limited. Okay, for instance, we have about 100 questions in GS 111. I think it was 100 questions in GS 111, and then you're supposed to use 25 minutes to answer that questions. Yeah, 25 minutes for 100 questions, and I think we answered about 70 questions in GS 101. And then we had about 20 minutes or 25 minutes around that area, and also GS 201 we had about 25 minutes or so to answer 70 questions. And then things like chemistry and physics we had about 35 questions in 20 minutes or so. And then about 151 we had about 20 minutes or 25 minutes or 30 minutes to answer about 70 questions. I think it's 30 minutes. So 30 minutes to answer 70 questions in about 151. So therefore, you have to be very, very fast. Now, what I'm saying is that you have to have speed. It's not just about being accurate. You have to have speed. And this is how I did mine. Okay, when you want to write your exams, I'm sure that two things are going to happen in the exams. Number one is that you're not going to have enough time. And number two is that if you don't finish, they'll submit for you. So, but I hope that they don't submit for you without you finishing. Now, this is what you do to boost your speed. If you find out that there are questions that you cannot read and assimilate at a particular time, skip it. Skip as many ones that you cannot answer, and answer as many as you can answer. You get, after reaching the end, then come back. I'm sure you still have about 10 minutes or so if you've answered your questions correctly. Now, those other ones, you now calm down, because it's not going to be up to like 5, or it's not going to be up to 5 or 6 or 7. I'm not sure it's not going to be up to 10. Okay, so if you have less than 10 questions to answer in 10 minutes, then the pressure is reduced. Hope you get what I'm saying. Then you can calm down and answer each question with 1 minute, which you can actually finish everything and then still have some time to look at some other stuff. You get what I'm saying? So the idea here is answer as much as you can answer. Skip the ones that you feel is going to waste your time. Come back to those ones later. You get? Because the idea is that sometimes the easier ones might be towards the end, and then the hard ones will be at the beginning. So look at all the questions, answer as much as you can answer, leave those spaces, keep those ones that you cannot answer, then come back to them later. That is how you can boost your speed. Okay, try as much as possible not to rely on anybody during your exams. Okay, you find a lot of people creating formations. Formations is good sometimes, but it doesn't work. Because you don't have time to even look at your own question and answer your own question accurately. You're not looking at helping somebody else. Nobody will help you. The highest that they can help you, which is probably 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 questions, it's not going to be up to 5, I'm sure, because I had formations myself, and it was a good one. It makes you have this family spirit, but in the exams hall, formation doesn't really work. Okay, if it works, it's not going to be up to 5 questions. Now, this formation stuff now links me to relation with people. Now, human relation is very, very important when you are in school, because information is key. One of the ideas, apart from gaining your admission, gaining your certificate at the end of your study, is forming human bonds, forming relation with people, forming a community. Okay? So, meeting people and creating relationship with people is very, very important, because sometimes somebody may have an information that you don't have. Some of this information could be high-end information. What I mean by high-end information is that information that people cannot post online. You get, it's information that somebody has to tell somebody. So if you have a friend that has that information, that friend can tell you about those information that you may not necessarily find in the school website, or they will not put it in your group. Okay, so make friends, create community, relate with as much people as you can. I'm not saying that you should start making relationship or dating and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, year 1 is not even a year for dating, and it's a lot of distractions for you to date in year 1. That one I will tell you for free. But the thing is that when you are creating your mindset of coming to school, please try as much as possible to to have your standard. You get, create a standard, but don't become saucy because of your standards. There are some people that you should not relate with, obviously, and there are people that you should try as much as possible not to turn down their hands of friendship. I don't mean God. I hope you know what I'm trying to say. Thank you very much. But lastly, before I end this particular session, remember why you came. Okay, a lot of people, they come to school and they forgot why they came. You get it. It's hard. School has to be hard. Else everybody will get admission. Everybody will be here with you. You get. So now that you're here, now that you're coming, you've gotten the admission. You've gotten 250 in JAM, and you're sure that you'll get admission in your department. Just create a mindset that this is what I want. You get. And no matter what stands in my way, this is what I should get at the end of the semester, at the end of the academic session. You get. So try as much as you can. Okay. I'm trying, okay? That was why I disappeared for like a while to the Himalayas. I disappeared to the Himalayas, and then now I'm back, okay? So know why you came to school and don't lose that focus. You get, you do well, and I'm sure that the God that have kept people that have graduated, that came through year 1, year 2, year 3 to final year, graduated, that same God will hold us all in his infinite strong hands. I'm sure that some people are asking me, when did I become religious? Yeah, UNN makes me religious, and because the system here is crazy. It's crazy for everybody. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed, please, you do care to subscribe, okay? It goes a long way in helping this channel and making this channel grow, so that people that actually are looking for videos like this one can find it easily, okay? My name will always be Paul Udom. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you